Recently, Uyghurs in Turkey and other European countries reported China's new manipulative tactic against Uyghurs in the diaspora. China promised them to release their family members from concentration camps if they shut their mouths. The instructions given by the Chinese embassy to the Uyghurs who needed to renew their Chinese passports explained in following conditions. Do not carry the East Turkestan flag. Do not use the name East Turkestan. Do not say any words against China. Openly announce on social media that you will cut any relationship with organizations and the individuals that are against China. Do not post anything on social media that criticizes China. The president of East Turkestan Information Center and Uyghur Research Institute, Ruqya Turlut, said it is just another game by the Chinese government and the Uyghurs should not get into it.
We all know that China is keep denying its crimes in East Turkestan. They never admit. Following the international pressure in China's ongoing genocide in East Turkestan, now Chinese government may be worrying what they should do if the United Nations fact-finding mission is sent to China, and what they should do, evidences present against China by the world community. So they're trying to create evidences to justify its denials by releasing some of the Uyghur family members. But still, millions of Uyghurs were not released, and millions of them are still missing. So far, they have only released after people get life-threatening illness, mental health issues, or physically disabled because of the torture in concentration camps, or they have released the people to the slave labor camp and forced labor camps. And they propagandizing that, oh look, these people are not in detention camps, they are working, we found for them job. That's how China creating evidence to hide its crime. Also, they know Uyghurs and Uyghur diaspora desperate to save their relatives back home. So China seeing this is as a weakness, trying to manipulate Uyghur population to sideline the voices of Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslims' legitimate right to independence. So Uyghurs should not get into this.
46 IPAC parliamentarians in UK submitted evidences to the UK government to encourage the government to pursue independent means to make preliminary judgments on genocide determination, such as through the High Court of England and Wales or the Uyghur Tribunal. Evidence submission also demanded support the opening of an investigation at the International Criminal Court on international crimes committed by Chinese officials, including invoke China's responsibility for breaches of international obligations in bilateral and multilateral settings, such as the UN Convention Against Torture. The Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, or IPAC, is an international cross-party network of parliamentarians composed of 175 members across 19 legislatures to protect international rule-based order globally and to hold Chinese government accountable for genocidal oppression against Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslims in East Turkestan, the Chinese colonized region. IPAC advisor Dr. Erkin Akram said, lawmaking is one of the most significant responsibilities of Parliament. IPAC UK took initial step and played leading role to prevent China's genocide in East Turkestan by submitting this very important evidence letter. It includes prevention of genocide, recommended policies for businesses operated in East Turkestan that involvement with forced labor against the Uyghurs. Also recommendations of how to support Uyghur organizations, Uyghur refugees, and Uyghur communities in diaspora. IPAC members of other governments will also send similar evidence letters and recommendations to their governments to hold Chinese government to account for its crimes. According to OP India News report, the National Directorate of Security in Afghanistan has detained 10 Chinese citizens on charges of espionage and operating a terror cell in the capital city of Kabul. As per report, these detainees are believed to be linked to China's spy agency, Ministry of State Security. It was on December 10, 2020 that Afghanistan's NDS started the crackdown. Experts believe that these Chinese spies were meeting Taliban commanders to monitor the Uyghur activists who have fled to Afghanistan or to West Asia and were reporting the same to the Chinese government. Meanwhile, the Afghan security forces is of the belief that the detainees were creating a fake East Turkestan Islamic Movement module in Afghanistan to entrap East Turkestan Islamic Movement operatives in Afghanistan. Uyghur observers believe that East Turkestan Islamic Movement never officially existed. There were no credible evidences of this group's existence aside from China's claims. China's creation of fake East Turkestan Islamic Movement is to justify their unjustified claim of terrorist threat. Russia has always worried about its weakening influence in Central Asia because of China's aggressive influence in the region. Trump administration tried to improve ties with Moscow as a potential strategic counterweight to Beijing. However, incoming Biden administration's hostility is pushing Russia to close collaboration with China. According to the Guardian report, this Tuesday, Japan and South Korea were alarmed by a joint Russia-China bomber patrol which came close to their airspaces. The jets flew down the Korean Eastern Sea before heading south towards the East China Sea, both areas being the scene of particularly contentious territorial dispute between various countries. Uyghur observers worry that close collaboration of Russia and China will not only put further damage to the cause of East Turkestan, it also will increase the counterweight to the United States.